Hey there, team, and Happy New Year, I hope. Hopefully, this has come out on time. If not, then welcome to 2026, maybe February or March, whenever this is done. I can only apologise for my terrible laziness over the past couple of months. I have various excuses, but in reality, it's just been a bit lazy to record. I still very much enjoy it, still very much motivated to do it, I suppose. Oh yes. Just rattle through here. John sent me this one. So Hearthguard of Amon Soul, love it. Cardolan on defense, perfect. I tend to play card. Oh my god, look at them. So cool. I tend to play Cardolan a lot more on field battles, to be honest, rather than sieges, just because I find their army tends to work much better when it's all together, when they can all sort of back each other up, and you're really not hampered by that low morale because of all of your powerful units that can counter it. But in a siege, in defense especially, they can be exceptional. Especially, I mean, the ruffians are just such a cool tool for it. Anyway, ruffians there. All the crossbows in the planet, the gatekeepers. There's no armor upgrade for the gatekeepers today, I don't believe, or armor upgrade for the Tharbad warhammers. We do have the Wardens of Tyr and Gorthad, though, Toll Keepers, the Men at Arms there, and the Greenway Garrison Footmen, or the Greenway Footmen, no longer Garrison, of course, and the Tharbad Riders there with an absolutely stunning helm. I just adore Cardolan as a faction there. We'll stick at one-time speed for a minute. Because I think it's quite good to just let people sort of deploy as I ramble away. Check the description, unless I've been a bit of a naughty boy. There should be 2 timestamps in there, or maybe 1 timestamp, just to jump to the right moment. Bacon Soup here, he's got his demons, serpents, Shari stalkers, lots and lots of some Southron archers, Harad archers, some Shari there, beast hunters, Southron pikes, champions in Afrat, berserkers, and spears. Very cool. I do like Harad and Cardolan working side by side. It's a hell of a lot of AP that both factions can bring to bear, and Harad packs the numbers, Cardolan packs, to be honest, decent numbers, but also a lot of armor. So yeah, very cool mix today, and will ensure that they've got lots of AP no matter where everybody's defending, which is what they need, because Arthedain is their next ally here, played by Smeagol. He has got his Arthedain pikes here today, and some rangers that we caught sight of there, some men at arms with no armor upgrades for any of the boys today, it looks like, but lots of men at arms, some defenders, Fornost, 3 units of defenders. Wardens of the North, I'm going to stay at 1 speed for now, and then the Trebuchet of Numenor. So that's what our defenders are. I'll make sure to have a look back at them before the fight really kicks off, but we'll stay at 1 speed. So I remember a couple months ago, I went through about 20,000 frames of this battle, but I started recording it right after I just finished recording another one. And yeah, so I do remember a few things, so I had to stop. I was just too low energy for it. But Erebor is one of the attackers to be played by Numal, so we will be watching these guys as the mountain goats, are making, are being put to full use as they go clambering up the hills for now. So Erebor, great to see some AP brought to sort of deal with Erebor. Iron Axe Throwers there, lots of warriors, lots and lots of warriors, Dragon Slayers, or Dragon Slayer Trackers? Yeah, Dragon Slayer Trackers is what they're called. So they throw, I believe, do they throw anything? Yes, they throw axes, and then are they a halberd unit afterward? I can't quite remember. I'm very basic, I'm afraid. I tend to play human factions for the most part. I don't tend to play dwarves or elves too much. Galathrum warriors there. Again, they can pack on some decent armor. Send our blade masters. Some spearmen, axemen, and archers there. No armor upgrade for the archers though. And some Galathrum riders. I like it. I do hope that our last attacker is packing on the numbers though. Erebor certainly can, but great. Okay, cool. So that'll come out after. But I did a test recording where I've done a 1v1 playing as Umbar, and I do talk about how they can certainly pack on the numbers nowadays. Warlords and Harbingers Castamere, Corsair crossbowmen there, some sentinels, some footmen, lots of armor upgrades for the boys. That's double armor upgrades, gives them that gorgeous like Numenorian look to it, or dark Numenorian look. It's absolutely stunning. I really, really do appreciate it. Got the Trebuchet of Numenor brought today as well, so it is Treb v Treb violence on the field. Some Corsair Blackguard, and yeah, so pretty solid. And now I suspect we've got a heap of Corsairs. Yeah, lots and lots of these Corsairs. This beefy, very cheap fodder unit that that Umbar can just really pack on to bring a lot more numbers, which is great. I would still maybe. I'm slightly worried. I would have maybe wanted to see like an orc or something, but Erebor can take a lot of numbers. They certainly can, and their armor and shields do allow them to fulfill that tank role. And it's not like Lothlorien is like Mirkwood or something. You know, Lothlorien can take a bit of a beating. So we'll follow these guys for a minute as the mountain goats clamber their way along the hills here. Really, really dope. As they move around, and I think they start opening up right away, don't they? We're watching them. I'm gonna grab a quick shot of this, just if I can find it. Good. I say I'll go into a bit more detail about it tomorrow, but I do have a very weird setup right now. One of the reasons that I've not been recording is because, you know, because of that kind of setup. It's just been a bit of a pain for me to make it work. But I think it's looking okay now. And actually, speaking of that, let me just do a quick pause as I check that I'm recording and everything's okay. So there'll just be a quick black screen there for a minute, or a quick freeze. Everything is looking fine. Yeah, that's looking okay. Good. Back in action. So yeah, no, I could have paused the recording, but I see it's a New Year's battle. They're meant to be a little bit clunky. So, and of course, I am just slightly bevving it up. As I say, my dream is this is going to be out tomorrow, before New Year's, fingers crossed, but who knows. I will record this and I will edit it straight away and hopefully have it processing overnight and then uploading tomorrow. It should be possible, it should be feasible. And then I've got 2 battles I recorded some time ago. So the interesting thing, so he's positioned these guys here. They've got, I don't actually remember if they've got a shot or not. It's a long distance, isn't it? Now, if he didn't have a shot, I don't think... Oh, he's moving closer. If he didn't have a shot, I don't see how he would... I don't see him staying there, but the fact that he's coming closer makes me think he doesn't have a shot. But the thing is, because he's right there, like, the boys know what's about to happen here. But they have to defend this position. They can't just let it fall. Hard to say what's best, but yeah, they're clambering along. To be honest with you, the trebuchet could be a really tempting... This could be a really tempting use of the trebuchet for me. Because if you... I mean, imagine if you got a slam dunk with a trebuchet right there. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chariots just gone. Yeah. But it depends on how much you fear the chariots. You know, that might just not be worth it to some people. And I'd say Smeagol, I trust Smeagol to use, or Smeagol, he's not Smeagol, Smeagol. I trust Smeagol to use his trebuchet a lot better than I could. I'm not a big artillery man. We'll go 2 times speed for a minute as we shuffle, as we sort of do the finishing touches here. I think we are definitely still in a bit of a grace period than now. So they're just sort of shuffling around, and that'll be good. I love the war goats. I've got what's it called? You know, so I do a lot of D&D, not D&D, like tabletop RP and stuff. So, and one of them, so my friends and I have been doing it for many years, and we sometimes push the boat out. We do some kind of weird stuff, and we've done one where. It was a very tough thing for the DM to run, but each of us, all of the 5 players, were controlling a regiment of sort of Imperial Guard. So some of us were like, you know, Valhalla and Ice Warriors and so on, but I had the Balinthal Mounted Highlanders as my regiment that I was commanding. So of course, yeah, very, very dumb, very Scottish, but they were not sort of mounted horsemen. They were mounted like mountain goat riders, and they were dragoons basically. So it was all about sort of having the mountain goat climb a mountain and then you would set up where the enemy didn't expect you to be, and you know, be a dragoon, dismount and open fire. So there was a lot of good memes with that. So I you know, mountain goats and so on do have a special place in my art. So unfortunately, he's had to pull those goats back, which it's going to take a very long time for them to get back there. But it's forced, to be honest with you. Yeah, this is what I remember like thinking about, because as I say, I've gotten through about 10,000 frames of this before. I think having them positioned there was almost worth it, just to scare them back. You know, because normally the defenders want to hold here, but having those guys positioned there was enough to gain that ground. Like, you've gained so much distance and so much free space to maneuver. Is it worth it? You know, might be for some people. Those Tharbad Riders, and that's an armor upgraded Tharbad Rider too. They've got decent armor as standards, so yeah, we're going to struggle. Like, they'll be able to charge into the face of some archer fire for a little bit. You know, it could be very, very messy. Cardolan archers sat up here. Again, of course, not the greatest damage dealers in the world, but that great armor, that great shield, even something like the Lothlorien archers, and with that height advantage, they will not be able to rely on just outranging the human archers. Seems to be Umbar is going to be coming up this side, primarily facing Harad. Interesting. Oh, and with some Cardolan forces, but it looks to be primarily Harad here, whereas primarily Arthedain in the north are going to be facing up against probably the elves and maybe the dwarves, but it seems to be very much elven here. The dwarves kind of late to the party at the minute. You kind of want to make sure that you're sort of through by the time the grace ends, because a trebuchet position there can rain hell down this valley. We can see, yeah, they've come around. They are trying to, oh my goodness me, yeah, they've come all the way around here. Yeah, no, this is wild. This is the first time I'd seen somebody around this position. But if he can shoot down from me, which I don't see why he can't, this is absolutely painful. Because with that height advantage, I don't see how you can respond to this. Shooting straight up and over, and if he's got a shot... But the thing is, he's not just going to want to fire straight up and over. What Normal's trying to do is actually line them up so that they can get an angle down, or you know, shoot something over here, which might be a bit too far for them. So keeping an eye on this. I will try and watch them, but I will probably miss a bit of the action, unfortunately. Blademaster, well, sorry, the Lothlorien coming in first is always a scary thing for me. The High Elves, so Lothlorien and Imladris, I usually expect to see them saving their power to be the final crunch, to make sure that they don't take the beating. They come in to do the damage at the end. Oh gosh, Grace must be over. Like, I wouldn't, even if Grace was, even though we're not fighting, if the Grace is on, I wouldn't let them advance to here. I would say, no, you have to stay, like, you have to stay outside of the walls, which in my mind starts there. But, let's see, the boy, oh, this is Reaper King. I might have not mentioned his name. Again, this battle took place, oh gosh, this was a couple months ago now. Oh, shoot, and I actually think, I'll have to have a look, I think that Umad has done this battle, hasn't he? I think he has. If he has, then it'll be in the description. I mean, sorry, you know, for, yeah, like, it be how it be, you know. If you don't like to watch battles twice, you know, it's been about 6 months, so you can get over it. Well, but Bhur Sagath is always a fun place to be. It's been a very long time since I've fought there myself, actually. It was one of these maps that we saw constantly. Oh, we are firing. We are going for something. Let me just go to 1x speed for a second, because I'm sure I saw a big rock. Was that my imagination? No, we are going for it. We are going for it. Let me turn up the music. Not music. Let me turn up the special effects slightly. I just want to hear that fire, just so that I know what's happening. Random archers are going to be getting, yeah, they're not going to be doing any damage. Reaper King, oh, again, Corsairs. I think Reaper King can be really happy with that. I know, of course, it's a fodder archer that's opening up at him, but yeah, I'm okay with that. I'd be fine. So anyway, yeah, a sound. I'm trying to be really, really careful with sound. So many of my recent battles have just been far, far too loud with the music and with the background noise. So I'm gonna just try and keep everything like quiet and then slowly build it up. So yeah, if you are really wanting to hear those swords clashing away, I'll try and make up for it with some sound effects on my own. But yeah, I'm sorry, it's gonna be the case. My cat has been sleeping happily right behind me for about 6 hours, but of course he has now decided that now is the time to come for attention. He's not made any noises yet, but I think it's definitely coming. He will have to make some sounds soon. You can see the Tharbad Riders have pulled back just because they do not want to get shot at here, and nothing's really... Yeah, these spearmen are going to stop from doing anything too effective. That defensive skill and the good armor, of course, a Glatham Spear, is going to mean they're not really a tempting target to shoot at. Again, Corsair's dead, but they're so cheap. That is not really the end of the world for them, to lose a few of them. Haradrim Spears here for Bacon, so this is bold. I know it's such a cheap unit, and that's such a cool move. I really do like that from Harad. Just coming in and sort of charging out from these buildings and incredible backstab there. And hell, that could have been a break if it wasn't like if these weren't Belegar footmen, that could have been a break, but these guys are going to get sliced and diced quite quick. I'm surprised they've not broken already, to be honest with you. But no, they're doing okay. Firepower coming into the Hood Berserkers is right paying for Bacon Suit. Yeah, we'd love to get a shield or two in front of that Berserker, but they'll do not too bad up against those Belegar footmen. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness, we went like 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Good stuff. 4 T-poses. Very intimidating to charge through. Yeah, the Hood Berserkers are loving that fight as long as they don't get shot. But to be honest, defensive skill from the Belegar footman is going to be okay. Anything from Nomal's come back again. I just don't think he just couldn't pull off the arc that he was looking for. Again, I would still... I wonder if could they go here? They might be repositioning around, but I would have maybe just left them there until we had like taken this position. And I think that would have earned their worth, to be honest, just to gain that. Let's hover over something for a minute, scrambling around a bit too much. This is where we've really got a proper clash happening, so we'll just observe this for a second. I do love the Belegar footmen. I think they're stunning in every model they've got, but that double armor upgrade just looks so cool. So they're doing their best. Again, I don't know what that cat is doing. He's not making a noise. He's being a very good boy, actually. Usually he would be shouting at me like crazy. This is perfect. This is what Reaver King wants. Absolutely. Getting them to turn. Those are pikes as well there. There's not a single shield here. It's just meat. It's just Haradrim meat. What do they do? And these guys are still fighting. Absolutely exceptional for them. I know, of course, they're just fighting Corsairs, but it's very, very cool. This is just the clash of southern fodder, pretty much. But this is something that's going to lean toward the Corsairs just because they're swordsmen. I do like that Harad gets access to these Corsairs. I talk about it a lot more in this 1v1 that I was just doing, because of course Umbar was one of my main factions. It was one of the factions that I thought were really quite good with. And they have changed. Umbar is one of the factions that's changed a lot in the version that we are playing on right now. And I like the changes. I think they're very, very cool, but of course it does change the way you have to play Harad. Not Harad, Umbar. So, yeah. So much. Those Belegar archers are going to be loving their life right now. But yeah, Bacon Soup responding with his own little... Oh, I love this. Fantastic. Yeah, great to see that all 3 fighters are coming over here. Really, really cool. And we do have some firepower, so the cat is now wanting to leave. I'm going to hover over here just to save me having to do a cut. Let's just watch some... Oh, this is all attackers. Yeah, interesting. Let me just hover over here for a second. Of course, usually something that I would cut, but I just wanted to. these New Year's battles, they're meant to be a little bit more relaxed, not meant to be as highly edited up, so I'm fine with a few bits and bobs like that. Galathrin Hacksmen charging those poor men-at-arms, spread out as well. Those men-at-arms are gonna get sliced and diced here. No AP from the Galathrin archers, but we're not armor upgraded swordsmen anyway. Arrow fire coming in to the poor rangers. They're getting their butts out. More men-at-arms coming down the hill. Caesar Smeagol's Smeagol. Why do we keep calling him Smeagol? The Smeagol has really gone for the number approach rather than the armor approach. You can of course put 2 armor upgrades onto the... Oh dear. Looks to be he's still shooting at the rangers, but of course because the rangers have disappeared behind there, a lot of this poison arrow is just harmlessly... Oh no, he's gone for the Tharbad Riders. Tharbad Riders, shield, nice shield value for a horse, and that heavy armor, they will shut off a lot of that lower damage arrow fire, but you don't want them to take the hits. Really don't want that. I think John's probably focusing over here, and he's not noticed it. And see, as much as I adore this kind of mixed strategy of like sending your troops here, there, and everywhere, it is really, really cool to see, but it is also it pulls your attention away from your own choke points. That's why I think Smeagol's got sort of the right idea, sending over something like a man-at-arms unit, but in reality, once the man-at-arm unit is engaged like this, there's nothing you can do. They're fighting, they're involved, you're not really, with this, yeah, you want to push them forward or so on, but generally, you can kind of fire and forget, so he can then immediately put his attention back onto his flank. That's why I think supporting with like elite units can be a bit dicey. Erebor Legionnaires coming in nice and early. Well, to be honest, this is the first dwarves to actually get involved in the fight, apart from the war goats who have now arrived. A little bit tired, but they'll be okay. And for warriors coming forward, those men-at-arms, so this is the first men-at-arm unit, down 43. To be honest, they've actually done really, really quite well at holding the line. A fresh unit has arrived to support them. Again, we'll see if Smeagol's strategy of just going for the numbers, going for those Arthedain numbers, is going to help them, or if he would have maybe been better off just leaning into the more elite nature of Arthedain. I don't know about elite, but I guess sort of high mid-tier. I'm feeling that that's just ever so slightly loud, so I'm going to lower it down a little bit. Again, just leaning on the side of caution for sound at the minute. And of course, it means you hear a lot more like, you hear a lot of my noise with that as well, which I'm conscious of sometimes. But yeah, that's why I quite like to, again, I miss standing up. I will change my setup in time. I will be able to sort of, stand up once again and jump around basically as I'm doing these recordings, or move back and forth. It's quite nice. Serpent archers coming forward there, much higher damage, poison arrows, can be quite useful. Okay, good to go. Wow! Those were all pikemen. Those were all AP pikemen that just went down from that. Holy smokes. Oh yeah, percentage wise anyway. 15 for 13, okay. I mean, and that's defenders are down. Holy smokes. That's really not a lovely spot for the defenders. Defenders are always... I find with defenders, you always... Well, yeah, you flat out always want to be ahead. With attackers, it's okay to be behind, I think, up until 50%. Up until 50%, you're kind of expecting to be behind as an attacker, because you're expecting to take more damage to range fire and so on. The balance of power does not, like of course in the newer Total War games in Warhammer, it does take into account ammunition in the balance of power, but the older Total War games, it does not. So, you could have a massive amount of power, but it's all archers that have no ammunition, and the game is still like, wow, yeah, they're so badass, they're so cool. And it's like, no, they're useless now. But anyway, we've got these Erebor Legionnaires engaging now, and the Belgar Footmen seem to maybe be thinking about a push. There's no shield wall being in, or maybe there is. I don't think that's a shield wall push though. Of course, they don't have the mass. Once again, my heart aches for the loss of the Balka Shield Bearers, my boys, my absolutely lovely 8 mass macemen. I think they were 8 mass. They were so cool. But yeah, either way though, a shield wall push, even as 1 mass, is going to do something. It's going to bust open some lines, as long as the enemy just have a multiple mass unit blocking you. Poor Ironfoot warriors there, kind of being fed into armor braided Ironfoot warriors too. Again, so that's kind of leaning against the thought that we're going heavy numbers. Erebor packing on that armor, but I mean, I'm never against armor grades for the dwarves. Yeah, I think it's usually always a good idea. If we could get some axes into this, always pulled them away so that he can't zoom in. He's pulled them away maybe so we can get the axes in, or if these guys run out of ammunition. Hopefully not, because this would be glorious if we could just pour some axes into this tightly packed pike front line. The shields from Smeagol are coming forward to try and shield them, to block that arrow, well, to block those axes, but I think those axes are gone. Over here you're seeing the elves engaging, out of ammunition, lowering in archers there. I don't know if I'd use them. Well, yeah, something's got to get thrown into this. Something's got to get thrown into it, I guess. Arrow fire coming into those Tharbad Tollkeepers. What is that? They are dying. It's the Wargoats. I don't know how much ammo the Wargoats have. Some chariot units will take just 1,000,000 years to use up their ammunition, so it is fair enough just to go for whatever you want. But if it's not too much ammo, and I know that's a very high damage shot those guys are putting out, so I'd maybe save that. I don't think I'd go for the front. Ooh, more of that ammunition. That was a mess. Oh! No, it was not. That's another hit. That is an absolutely devastating hit.
We're under attack!
Oh my goodness me, John, I am sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I didn't actually count this guy. 23 of those, to be honest. Oh! Scythrun Archers, I don't know about... Maybe they were going for the pikes. They were probably going for that tightly packed unit of pikes. Maybe another one coming in? Maybe because... Oh god, if he went for another one... So of course he's not using fire ammunition, makes it a little more accurate, I believe. But fire ammunition, of course, is going to have a much more bigger aerial effect. It's 162 down to 100. Oofed is my response to that. That hurts. I am very sorry, Bacon. That is some damn good use of this not capital trebuchet though, from an attacker as well. That's really good stuff. Right into the footmen again. Pikes are just so important. Once you run out of arrows to really deal with a pike, you have to do like this. You have to just grind at them. It's not fun. It's not pleasant. It's not efficient. So dealing with them like this is so painful for the defenders. But where the attackers have no trebuchet, I tried to reach over to my other keyboard, which of course is not functioning because of the setup. I might take a picture at some point, trying to explain my heartache to everybody. But yeah, it's all a bit of a hoopla. So axe throwers there, going over here. I think the defenders are doing. Well, I'm not saying the defenders are doing a bad job over there. They're doing the best they can. But I think over here, and they're making some very cool moves that I really like. I'll always appreciate aggressive actions, even if they're not necessarily like tip top moves. I will always appreciate seeing them and seeing a bit of aggression, seeing some people take some risks is awesome. That's some crossbow fire. I don't know who he's going for though. Because I wouldn't want to go for this. I wouldn't want to go for that. What are you... He is going for that. See, I'd be... Again, if I was Reaper King, I'd be like, yeah, give it to me. Give me every single crossbow volley you've got. Every single crossbow volley, you use it on my archers. Please. I'd be cheering that on. So yeah, it's tough to know what's best. Those miners, I like that for Numal, saving the miners, letting them. It's always. I'm always a big fan of you know, the vibe of sometimes treating your armies in the way that, you know, maybe seems nice, seems kind. You know, you wouldn't really want to send the militia in first. In reality, of course, that is how a lot of realistic generals did their fighting, and of course it is a way that works very, very well. But it is nice to see the militia units being saved and the professional forces going in. You see, this is all. I know that they're maybe not. Let's see how they do. Because they've got the power to push through this, but I just don't know if it's that too risky, maybe. But and they've just been taking firepower here. 2 of them have gone down. 3 of them, no, but that's so many hit points lost there. Again, Numal, as I just mentioned a minute ago, I like aggression. It's awesome to see, and I get the frustration because you really feel like this position should be something that should break open, and it's just not. But Arthedain is good at that. Arthedain is a skilled, morale-heavy faction. Oh, Wargoat's coming forward again. Interesting. But again, I would just be pouring shots into these poor Wargoats. Even arrow fire, like that much arrow fire against an easy-to-hit target. Why not? Oh, where is that going? That's actually quite effective again. Let's see. That's not getting much. Well, that's getting very, very little friendly fire. And against champions like Nafrat as well, if any of those jabs are going into champion Nafrat, of course you're not relying too much on armor. But yeah, no, cool arc though. Holy shoot, that's a heck of an arc. Let me just pour myself another glass as we watch this for a second. I'll just pull back for a nice view. Good, cool. So again, as is sort of Christmas tradition, well, New Year's tradition, I suppose, I've got some Matthias Rosé freaking Portuguese wine. It's not like a fancy wine or anything like that, but it just seems to be my, it's just what I want at Christmas time. I don't know what to tell you. I like it at Christmas time. So yeah, it's like the only time I drink it. But yeah. So that's my drink of choice today. We'll see how we do. If things get, if I finish this, I'm like, let's go. I might open up something else, but I think the dream is, of course, to not drink too much tonight because I do have great intentions to get pretty bevved up tomorrow. Now, Stalkers, Hashari Stalkers. Some units still have got that body piercing ability. It's not Stalkers, it's the Mount, it's the Shadows. Shadows have got body piercing, don't they? Or am I silly? I don't think I'm silly. Well, I am silly, but I don't think I'm wrong in that. I think it's the Shadows and the Grey Company that have got body piercing, I believe. Either way, Stalkers definitely do not. They're Rangers. Not just Rangers. I love what they've done with Rangers. I think it's so cool what they've done with Rangers. And I like that they've buffed up their melee ability too. It's so cool to have this unit that is a ranger. You know, it is as we envision like Aragon and his boys just coming up. It's like, yeah, okay, cool, I'm out of ammunition, but I'm also the most athletic and agile man you've ever met. So, you know, just try and hit me. It's really, really cool, I think. So, and of course the Stalkers taking that, you know, girl power to the limit there with their abilities. So, out of ammunition, Cardolan archers. To be honest, I'd probably just throw them in the net. Oh, actually, no, don't. Good. John is far more well composed than I am. There's no reason to charge them in right now. But again, they're not going to inflict much damage now. But that's a very heavily armored guy with a sword and a shield. So, you know, a lot of people, especially when you're a bit newer to Total War, you kind of get this thing, you get this, you know, in your head that it's like, oh, it's an archer that's out of ammo. Yeah, he's dead. He's finito. Nothing can come of this. But it's like, no, dude, this guy can still go toe to toe. He's not going to kill you, but he's going to hold the line for a long time. Tharbad Warhammer's getting thrown in nice and early, and the champions of Nafrat were over it. Oh, I love that. Yeah, definitely with the champions of Nafrat in the field, I would definitely be in favour of this coming forward. Alcron, that's faithful there. They're going to fight the very end. The Royal Guard are in there 2, and of course our Blackguard are no joke. But Tharbad Warhammer's pretty damn good. Even with that armor upgrade, they're going to smash some elves. The Champions of Nafrat still at 63 men. They have been fighting out for a long time. I really would love to see a properly... Sons of Durin, they're going to... Because they're no longer a bodyguard. They're no longer a bodyguard. Erebor had a few too many bodyguards, maybe. So, yeah, losing them was probably a good move. I would love to see a bodyguard get thrown into this, but I just don't know where it's coming from. I don't think we've got a bodyguard for it. Well, there's nothing over here. Dragon Slayers, but if they show their face right now, they're going to get shot, and you don't want to send them into melee before they use their ammunition. I don't know. Kindred, more Sons of Durin. No, I don't think we've got... I think that's going to go really, really well for the defenders over there. I think they're really going to claw back, because it's been a bit dicey over that wave right now. 34, okay, good. They have, you know, pulled it back. But yeah, I think they've done really, really well over there. And eventually, those elites are going to die. But I think they're going to be very, very efficient over there. Those poor miners have gotten chucked in now. AP, miners are AP, but not too impressive maybe. But armor piercing is armor piercing. You know, a good old orc. What am I thinking? Like Mordor? What's a Mordor maul? It's something mauler. Something mauler. It's not orc mauler, is it? I don't know. But yeah, either way. Miners. Bye. Axe Tours coming forward. Oh, Troll Slayers. One just got like triple team there. They've been pulled back, but some of them have just gotten stuck out there. I really love Troll Slayers. I think they're so cool. I will always miss the heavy axes, but I think again it's a cool move, and I think it's a sensible move. I do have my Dunedain, the Northern Dunedain campaign. Whoa! Interesting. Sons of Durin have pushed right through here. Sorry, we've got some rotten meat. I've made my opinion very clear about rotten meat in the past, and I think it is being used effectively here. That's all I'll say. But it's a risk. Alcarandas Legion, though. It ain't a risk around them. It's not a risk around the Alcarandas Legion. So yeah, cool. Anyway, where was I? Got my Northern Dunedain campaign that I did for Divine and Conqueror. Oh wow, 4 years ago now, maybe. Yeah, and of course I fell in love with this concept because they've kind of got the, this Dunedain pulling out a big heavy axe. That's their bodyguard. It's so cool. And that was, of course, the old Troll Slayers. Broken Ruffians. That's a bit of a shame to see them. Maybe the rotting meat actually really helped break them. I think it probably would have. And they are holding javelins. Even if they had some of the swords. I'm gonna hope for John's sake that they didn't have very much ammunition. But yeah, even if they did, like 60 just sword and board guys. Late on, as I was saying, the archers, 60 sword and board guys, it can hold things back for a while. I love my ruffians. I will always give my ruffians a melee upgrade as well. I'm just that sort of guy. I sharpen their little falchions. Over here, Toll Keepers, Rangers coming forward. Ooh, my boy. My boy. Luckily, that was some Smeggle and Smeggle violence there, luckily, because I would have been a bit upset if somebody had done that to me. I say, usually it's the defenders that are getting like some great, and maybe I've been missing some Smeggle shots here, so I am sorry. But usually, I really think that it's the Umbar trebuchet that has been the absolute star of the artillery show today. What are we at now? 41 for 44. So now is generally when you start to see the defenders considering a retreat. But as what we see more and more of nowadays I think we've gotten slightly different with it now, but in the past, you used to see a lot more like falling back, whereas I think players nowadays, they have realised that it's the falling back that's what screws them up. That's where they lose so many troops, is when they're falling back and it's not done properly. Falling back can be amazing, and it can work very, very well, but it takes so much coordination, especially when you've got 3 different players that are maybe not in voice communication with one another. So trying to organise that in not voice chat, in text chat in Medieval 2 in a 20-year-old game is not an easy thing to do. So I definitely understand why people just go fully just like, no, frontline defence. That's where I live. This is my city right here. So no, I think that's maybe what we're going for here until the last scraps. But usually you'd think kind of course, Thranduil's Halls is always in my head with this, because Thranduil's Halls sometimes, the old Thranduil's Halls, it's new now, isn't it? Do we have a new Thranduil's Halls map? I think we might. But the old Thranduil's Halls map, sometimes when you played that, you would have a 50% in place. And the 50% rule was just you cannot fall back to your final choke point until you lose 50% of your army. Now that's kind of necessary for Thranduil's Halls, because Thranduil's Halls, the final choke point, is a 1-point hold. So yeah, I don't blame people for putting that in place there. But arguably here is a 1-point hold, but you're exposed. This is the vibe with Bhur Sagath, and it's the thing that I find so interesting with it. If you fall back to that final choke point too early, while the enemy still has ammunition, like archers, trebuchet, lordy forbid if that trebuchet still has a shot. I don't think it does. Hopefully it's out of ammunition. Is it? The boys are moved back from it, but they're hanging around. I think this is bait. I think this is bait from Reaper. I think Reaper is doing something naughty. Like, Hidden's good for that. Hidden, has been cruel to me in the past when we've played. Oh, the boys, the ruffians, good lads, get them, get those elves. Imagine being like some little high elf, absolutely like the purest boy you can be in your nice golden trees of Lothlorien, just to get slammed in the back by a little fucking 16-year-old Hume throwing a javelin at you. Dear me, couldn't be me. Either way, Tharbrad Tollkeepers now doing their best. Doing actually pretty damn good, to be honest. And getting a break! A big break! Oh, damn. Oi, oi, oi. Rangers. Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. No. Oh, I'm eating my own words here. So, what I was... I totally forgot. Of course, with the losing, although we may have lost, the glorious Troll Slayers with their heavy axes. The Cardolan and Arthedain doing those Rangers. Oh, the boys! Nice. Sorry, anytime I see that little like motion, it's just so cool. They've got the heavy axes, and I freaking love it. It's so cool. It's made them this really fun unit. Yeah, no, it's based as hell. Galathan Riders though might, to be honest though, they didn't get a great charge off on them. It's Ranger v Ranger here. To be honest, my money's on the Kieran Amroth Rangers because they are beautiful with that sword master, that two-handed sword. Generally, two-handed sword is going to beat heavy axe unless we're very heavily armored. But I think he's going to lose. Smeagol. Why do I keep saying Smeagol? He's going to lose these guys if he tries to pull them out. So no, that's okay to avoid that. Tell you what, look, I'm getting damn worried. I'm getting damn suspicious that I'm doing something wrong with my recording. So I'm just gonna do a little alt tab. So sorry about this, but we're gonna just gonna take a second. I'm just a little scared that no, it's showing nicely. Again, sorry about that. Just new setup, new situation. I just do not want to screw this up. I think that's just the pain of it. It's just when you do record. Like, I love to do the long recordings. It's my most, they're always more popular, of course, and I much prefer to do them because you get properly into the fight. But when you do a long recording and then something goes wrong, and it's not a problem with the recording, of course. People are really good. Like if something crashes, people will always tell me, "Oh, by the way, this crashed." Blah 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 blah. But it's me being a dumb idiot, and I record it wrong, or I mix something wrong with the audio, so I am just a little bit worried. Belgar archers there. Black Oak engineers are back. Okay, right. Because here's where we can make the magic happen for the attackers. I do feel I've been a little bit too defender. Bang, 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 bang.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Say, okay. Only half the enemy. Oops, sorry. Yeah, of course. Whenever you do that, it does get goofy. 51. That's a bit scary now, defenders. You want to be a little bit further ahead. But yeah, at this point, you really want to be a little bit further ahead. But saying that, the attackers have been using up a lot of ammunition, which, as we talked about, Sagath, you do have the ability to have a one choke point defense. If the attackers do not have any ammunition left by that point, there is very little they can do to budge you from that position. So we'll see. Javelin fire coming up and over into the Alcandros Legion again. If I was Reaper King, I'd be like, okay, come on, boys, do your thing. But yeah, so because they're gonna fight to the very last man. Hashari stalkers there, those ladies of the desert coming forward. They've got their bows out, but I think they might be out of ammunition, or incredibly close to it. Or they're trying to shoot somebody that's run away, and maybe Bacon Soup's just been focused on something else. Hopefully that's not the case. Again, these girls are going to be very, very nimble. Oh, I don't know. Is that a scimitar? Would you call it a scimitar? Yeah, okay, no, I think Bacon Soup has spotted it. He's pulling them back. I think they've got ammunition. Troll Slayers getting thrown into this fight. They are two-handed spearmen. No trolls on the field for them to kill. But they're going to be tough to budge. As they get thrown on into the fight once more. But yeah, I think I've definitely been a bit defender bias here. I am sorry about that. Like, it's a damn shame, because I do try and fight. I do try and like remain as unbiased as possible when it comes to like battles. And I do notice that I flip back and forth a lot. But I think, yeah, today I have been a bit defender focused, so I'm gonna try my best to be a little bit more pro attacker for a little bit, and sort of really highlight their effective moves. Galathrim Riders, they're coming around, they're chasing away the Tharbad Riders, as I adore them, but yeah, the problem with Tharbad Riders, they're a big unit. Arguably not what you want for a defensive siege. Out in the open, yes. Glory, yes. But tightly packed here, perhaps it's a bit scary. Especially when you've got something like the Galathrim Riders ready to rinse you. Boys coming up from Beheading, good stuff. They might not be as sneaky as their Mirkwood brothers. Holy smokes. They stopped attacking. Do we have any dwarves? Oh, we do start. Oh, yeah, we've got a lot of dwarves left. Okay. We don't have that many elves. We do have the Warlords of Umbar. Have the attackers gone too deep into Cav? Kindred of Erebor in there. There's nothing more hiding back here, of course. I don't know. Have the attackers gone too deep into Cav? If they have, it's very slight, and I don't think it's the fucking game ender of it all. Like, a lot of times I do make, again, like, I don't exaggerate too much, but a lot of the time I do hone into army comp as the issue in a lot of fights. And that's just kind of because I take my army comp very, very seriously. I think about it a hell of a lot. And everything makes a lot of sense to me. I'm not saying I'm from the god of army comp, but everything makes sense to me, and I know why I've taken what I've taken. I used to Balakathat's Guard again, missing them a lot. Max armor upgrading the Umbar Axe Guard definitely helps a lot, but I can't quite remember the stats of the Balakathat Axe Guard, but I think they are still a little bit weaker. It's a slight, how dare you stand where he stood vibe when I look at the Umbar X-Guard. But they are very, very good, of course. I'm glad that we do still have the ability to pack on the armor. There are sacrifices we must make for new factions. So, I accept them. I accept them. Oh, yo. Cardolan sending another fresh pike force forward, and I don't know how the attackers are going to pierce through that too easy. How much ammunition do we have? Hearthguard. I have not seen the Hearthguard fire a shot. These guys are standing guard here. They might be okay. The Arthedain Treb has been a lot less active. We saw the Trebuchet team from the Umbar forces getting chucked into the fight there, so this could be interesting. The Tharbad Riders, they could do some great work. We'll see. But if they get caught by the Warlords of Umbar, you know, RIP in 2 minutes. John's got his last kind of like this is the last like real beefy defense going on here. But it's a lot of pikes. That was a wavering. Tharbad Toll Keep. Oh wait, how are we? I think you're 490 feet. Damn. See, this is where we really, like this is why I get a bit scared about Cardolan in a siege defense, because there's no morale buffing unit around right now. Whereas in a siege battle, I would always have my, like, they would always be right next to the Hearthguard, or near the Hearthguard, or right next to the Tharbad hammers. What are they called? Are they just called Tharbad hammers? Maybe. I should know. Cardolan is... Cardolan and Rudour. I think, yeah, I mean, they're my favourite faction. I just like them. I like the lore of Cardolan and Rudour. I love the aesthetics of both of those factions for very different reasons, of course. Boys, we need a shield in front. Oi. Yeah, okay, oh, boys. I thought they would maybe... I thought they were adjusting around to get in front of Smeagol Lamps, so I'm a boy. But he can't pull them back. I mean, if he pulls them back, they're dead anyway, so... Ouch. Well, at least they're coming in melee now. I don't know how many axes they get. I don't think it's too many. It's not like they don't... Yeah, I think it's just like kind of a... like a Roman Pelham type thing. And I think they only really get sort of 2 good ruffians. Just stay there, use that ammunition. Saying that. That's a 3-man unit of Glatham Riders. What the hell happened to the rest of them? Holy smokes, they must have been targeted down. But good use of them here, because these guys would have sat there just throwing javelins for about 1 million years. So if we can just stop that now, it's a good thing. Even a low damage javelin is still an AP attack coming at you. I've been playing a lot of Warhammer Total War recently, and a faction of Warhammer Total War that I do wish I loved was Norska. I've got I ramble a lot in this sorry, sue me. So I love Norska. I love I like the lore of Norska. I just wish they... Oh! That's a shame. That is a shame. That is a real shame. And it's a... Okay. Reaper was doing the right move there. He was doing the... Well, and same with his Dwarven ally, Numal. Oh, ouch, that... I mean, it hurt both sides, but I think that was worse for the defenders, for sure. Where are we at now? 60... Whoa, 67 for 67. Holy shit, okay. There's still some pikes here. Gossip. Nice. Oh, that's only 1 armor upgrade. That's not a double armor upgrade. So that's actually still... They are a lot more fragile than they look. I believe... I don't know what their armor is. 6 or... maybe just 6. So yeah, they will be taking some good hits there. It does make them look very nice though, because they've still got the heraldry on their chest. Wow. That's not pretty. Hopefully the mic didn't pick up a bloody burp, but yeah, we'll see. Sentinels coming forward. That needs to get shut down. That needs to get shut down. We've got nothing to shut it down. We've just got to tank it. Jeez, oh. Sorry, right, rapidly. I like Norska. I think they're really cool. I wish they leaned more into the Viking aesthetic rather than the Chaos aesthetic. There's so many different factions that represent the Chaos aesthetic very, very nicely. I think that I want more Scatorians. Oh, fuck. Oi, oi, oi. Sorry, there's 2 guys left in one of those units. I don't know if you saw. There's 2 Axe Guard left in the unit and they're not broken. Very, very base. Sorry, right. Still trying to finish very quick. I think that there's so many factions that represent the Chaos aesthetic very, very well. And whereas Norska is, you know, I love the way that Norska kind of, you know, they don't call Tzeentch Tzeentch. It's like the eagle, the crow. You know, these are their gods. They of course they're talking about Tzeentch, they're talking about Khorne, but you know they're not using those terms. And I really wish they leaned more into this, just like not so much misguided. Of course, they know what they're doing is, yeah, but yeah, just and what I'm trying to say is I want better javelin throwers. I want kind of wildling ass, really good javelin throwing unit. That's what I want from my Norskins. I want to run around, slam them with my fucking shitty marauders, get behind them, and throw javelins into their backs and win the battle. That's what I want. But yeah, and for now, but unfortunately, as much as I think they are trying to move away from it, I still
Only
feel
half
that
the
Norska
enemy
is
force
just basically
remains.
Chaos Light, and I find that a bit sad. I do find that a bit sad. Anyway, what have we got here? Warlords of Umbar running around. They've got a free pat. Oh no, they don't yet. They don't. Patience, dude. Patience, Reaper. Reaper, please, patience. You're not. No. Now is not the time. Wow, good that he got out of there, but that could have been really bad. We need a little bit more patience. Okay, we're in here. Why? We should have run over here, dude. Jono. Oh, well done. Oh, these heroes. These freaking 3, and a few more of them died. 1, 2, maybe 5 of them. Those absolute little heroes. I don't want to call them little heroes, that sounds a bit mean, but absolutely just broke the charge of the Tharbad Worm. Oh, well done, bro. He was chasing a horse, but the Serpent Archer got in his way. His bros are still, he's like, no, I'll deal with this entire unit. Do not worry, I've got every single one of them. You kill those horses. Oh man, if you take out, oh, he did. Good lad. Well done. Serpent Archers are they're no joke. They're not like pathetic in melee by any stretch, but he's absolutely demolishing. Oh no, 2v1. No, don't get stun locked. Get him. Take out. Oh, we've had 3 Serpent Archers from. How are your buddies doing? Oh, good stuff.
The enemy general lies dead.
That's a dead general. Who was that? Oh hell, if that was Erebor, that's not too pretty. Could have been. No, I think that was Reaper. I think that was Reaper. Yeah, his boys are. He was probably in the Harbour Nurse. Yeah, there's only 2 Harbourers left, so I think it was probably him. Probably not the end of the world. He's been taking a good bit of damage. I think it's kind of down to Erebor to make the final pushes here. Warlords of Umbar. Yes, we've got a route. We have a path. Still 3 ruffians. Well done, ruffians. They're going to be gone now, but I mean, it absorbs a second, of damage. As those guys can run free, they could slam the ward to the north. They could break this line. The Tharbad Riders could try and hold them in place for a minute, but they're not gonna. Oh wow, good on them. Let's see, 26 per contact. Did they kill any? They didn't kill anyone, but that must have inflicted a wound or 2. That was a good full AP charge. Serpent Archers coming in there. If I was John, I wouldn't have done that. I think it's brave, and to be honest, I do think it's smart. I thought it was big enough. We need to shut these guys down. There's no point in running away from them. They're gonna catch you. I don't know. Troll Slayer's over here from Smeagol.
Only half the enemy force
Enemy
remains.
force rate. What are we at? 70 for 80. Jesus Christ, we are close still. We're very close. And so much of the attacking force left to dwarves. I'm trying to avoid it, but I do have to pause. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, everything's looking okay for the recording so far. I think everything is should be piecing together all right. But yeah, we'll see. Axe guard there. It's still the one axe guard from the Unit 9. Sentinels there fighting uphill. It's always not too nice, but they seem to be enjoying it right now. But they're backed up by heaps and heaps of sins of Durin, of course. There are some more than to your add, but there's only 11 of them remaining. So it's a little bit. Sorry, one second. Again, the setup is punishing me, but it's okay. Wire for the mouse is going a little bit loopy, but we're okay. Dragon Slayers of Iron Mithrin coming in now. 34 of them. They have been bloodied, certainly. Over here, Erebor is the big final power here, I feel, of the attacking forces. It's saying that there's a lot of elves remaining, and they've got a good break. The elves are going to be able to benefit, well, make some good use of that. But we have to worry about the Tharbad Riders a little bit. Where are the Tharbad Riders? Let me just zoom out a bit. Warlords of Umbar. Bold, put your general in with that Reaper King. But good man. Now, are the defenders going to fight for it? These? I'm surprised that didn't stop them. They're going to get that out. If I was one of the defenders, I'd probably run. If I was John, I'd probably run a unit out to go and make sure that got out. But I think they're going to get it. Serpent Archers there from Bacon Soup opening up. Yeah, they're going to get that. Bold move from Reaper, and I really thought that was going to work. I thought that was going to be perfect for them. But to be honest with you, I'd probably be pretty bold with those Warlords, because in this final choke point, I just don't see what cavalry can do. So I probably wouldn't run them out. I would just ping pong about and just see what I can do before they run up that slope. Again, I'm very sacrificial the way I fight. Like I am. Erebor. What are we doing? We can't just sit. We can't just sit. We do need to organise now. This is the fear for the defenders. 1, 2, 3. No. Sorry, no, just two units of crossbows. Oh, actually, no, 1 unit of crossbows. 2 units of axe throwers, kind of standing like they have. Yeah, they definitely have axes left. And a Blackhawk Engineer, which has got something. Now, the whole purpose of Bir Sagath, before you fall back to that choke point, you have to make sure the attackers have used up almost all of their ammunition. And the elves have. Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course they throw things, don't they? They've got their throwing axes. Rangers, no, they're long since out of ammunition. God, from archers even. Holy smokes, okay. So we do have ammunition. Elven ammunition here from Belisar. What is it going for? Any rangers? I'd happily shoot a ranger on defense. Yeah. If I could kill a few more of the trebuchet team, that'd be great. The Hearthguard of Amon Sul are full of ammo, I'm assuming. I've not seen any of them fire. Stalkers must be mostly done by now. Don't know if that's them on fire at will or if he's found a target. Let's see. He might just be happy enough to shoot at the archers. If he's happy enough to shoot at the archers, it makes me think. I'm never trying to wipe out this unit, but I don't see that happening. Really don't see that happening. Damn, we've still got almost 20k frames. Which kind of lends the battle toward the attackers, I feel, because it means that the attackers are taking their time and using up their ammunition. Warns of the north there, in the back lines. Bold from Belisar, I mean, why not? If you can kind of guarantee getting like kind of 1v1s, which he seems to be doing right now. I mean, if I was John, I'd... Oh, shoot. Oh, I'm an idiot. Good man. What, we got one... that was 187, I think. What did I go down to? Again, sorry for the mouth noise there. But again, it's just what it is. 155, good stuff from Reaper King. Do we have a spear? Hearthguard, but like... And the gatekeepers, but like we need them to use up their ammunition first. What are these guys like here? Sorry. Green, we are some footmen. We need these guys forward. We can't let them keep doing that. I mean, maybe I trust John a bit more than I trust myself slightly. This is the thing with like, because Reforged, of course, the bulk of our battles now are being fought by very experienced players. So there's a lot of the time that you need to kind of trust their plays more than you trust my commentary. You know, like they kind of, I can add my commentary. I can kind of like try and advise, but of course, like Umbar, yeah, he knows his stuff. But me, I'm kind of, I mean, I don't play this game too much anymore. I try to, but I'm a bit of a buffoon sometimes. So yeah, no, you kind of need to sometimes, as I say, know that they've probably got a plan in mind, even if they're doing something that seems a little bit crazy, because that's worked out. I mean, 116, he's lost about 70 men to the warlords, and he's about to lose a lot more. Spread out like that, okay, that's not actually inflicted too many casualties to him. Only 100, down to 100. Okay, good. So I mean, Reaper King, as I said it was best for Reaper King just to use up his cav ages ago, but no, I think this is the best move for him. If he can mostly devour this unit, which he needs to be a bit more careful than that, you know, then we could see some great work done. Something to keep in mind: when a unit gets smaller and smaller, the experience they gain is getting divided by a smaller group of people. So that's why, you know, when you've got like a group of like 5, they've probably got like gold chevrons by now. Not saying that's a drum. I mean, it's not going to help them dramatically or anything like that. It's not really going to change the game, but they're going to be hitting an awful lot harder than your standard warlord on by this point. Miners coming forward first. Again, miners are probably a good move, aren't they? They'll get through a good bit of the armor, but I feel the standard, just efficient sword and board vibe of the Cardolan men at arms are going to be enough to quite efficiently deal with the miners. Saying that though, right now that's victory seems certain. The stalkers mixed in amongst that is a great vibe though. That exceptional defensive skill from those, I mean, of course, the ranger type unit, as we talked about before. Those girls are very good with their swords. It's going to be really cool, and I think it's gonna slice and dice those miners quite nicely. As we get, you know, what's that, 14,000 frames. What? That's power still at 85 to 83. Again, as a defender, especially after that 50% moment, you do not want to be down. And right now we are down. But we have so much firepower. I've not seen the Sasharis throw a single little dagger. That's another full unit of stalkers. Hearthguard might not be the most damaging arrows in the world, but they're something, they're definitely decent. The Gatekeeper's gorgeous. But if this is a full unit of Southron archers, that's amazing for just dealing with enemy fodder. Untitled Rangers, they're out of ammunition, they're getting chucked on into the front lines now, but again, that's some great AP. John is being cautious with this unit of footmen. Far more cautious than I would have been. I would have had the footmen up here already, and maybe I'd be punished for that. Shari coming in from Bacon Soup. If I had any ammunition left, maybe he doesn't. Maybe they have been throwing a lot of daggers. But if I had any ammunition left, I would John get to give me this position for just for 2 minutes, and then I'll jump in the front line and have it back. again, this is why just like having some communication is so important. You don't need much communication. You can do some great work just with your text chat, but we've got the Discord. Jump on the Discord. What I've seen a lot of now, there's a few Discords that float about for Reforged, but something I'm really happy with recently. I've seen a lot more people just moving toward the official Reforged Discord for battles, and it's a lot of the guys that are from here, there, and everywhere. All the other Discords, and they're coming towards Reforged for these big battles, which is nice. It's nicer for the for newer players. You join the Reforged Discord and suddenly you're seeing, oh god, there's like 20 people in that channel, and they oh yeah, shit as well. Just in case anybody doesn't know, like people will stream their battles as they're fighting on Discord. So if you want to just like sit and watch a battle sometime, join the Reforged Discord. Even if you're not playing, join the Reforged Discord. I'm going to come around to this side so I'm going to do a big red mark. But come to the Reforged Discord and just, jump into it.
Only half our force remains.
Sit and idle in those voice channels while people are hosting battles. Because you can be watching and be seeing what people are chatting about. And you've got the attackers and defenders in the same channel most of the time, so there's a lot of shit talking, a lot of good times. I really would recommend it. So if you are somebody that just really enjoys Reforged, but you don't really have an intention to play for whatever reason, I totally understand it. It's an old game, it's a bit clunky, it's a bit tricky to get your hands on, and there's some, it's not Reforged's fault, but there's a lot of issues with it. A lot of issues with just the servers and blah blah blah. So feel free to just join the Discord and just meet around with the boys. It's absolutely would recommend it. And you can just watch the battles as they're happening. But yeah, anyway, my little shell for that is finished there. So one unit done, another unit. Oh no, this is not a fresh unit. Stalkers here. What are they going for? Black Oak Engineers, yeah, I mean, as armoured as they are, as shielded as they are, if I got a shot on a Black Oak Engineer, I would take it. Just at this point in the battle, I just would. They're out of ammunition, they're coming into melee, but yeah, Legionnaires, fuck, it's just the fact that it's just dwarves. Dwarves at this point in the fight, that's so scary. There's Kindred still, fuck me. You need to save ammunition to, riddle the Kindred. No cav from anybody left. This is just the grind. The grind is occurring, and I just worry, because dwarves are just built for the grind, and it's a bit scary. Warriors coming forward, and these guys armor upgraded? I think they are. I'm pretty damn sure that's the armor upgraded for them. I look at the back. I think that's the only way I can really tell is from behind. They used to change the shield. I don't believe they changed the shield now. I think they used to change the shield from this from that red look to a full iron look. But I don't believe they do that anymore. Good stuff. Now you see the pikes coming forward now. Pikes are they're not AP, of course. But pikes are just so difficult to deal with at this late stage in the game. If you don't have a pike of your own, or a real bang push through unit, pikes are they're going to do the damage to you. It's going to take them time, but they will do it. Those rangers just happily. I'm surprised that nobody else has tried to take that position from them, to be honest, because if I was these stalkers, I'd maybe want that position, but at the same time then you'd have to close your ranks, so you're going to get shot to pieces, and you want those stalkers in melee later. So they're happy enough to take maybe I'm doing slightly less damage right now, but over the long term it's going to be better for me. Sons of Durin, crossbow. Oh yeah, how much damage are we? I'm not focused on the attackers. What are we responding with? Because of course I'm an attacker. That's my vibe. I'm better on the attack than I am on defense. I've always said that. I know a lot more about attacking. I'm a lot better at it. Yeah, hell yeah. It's not looking good. No, we don't have any shooters. We do not have any shooters right now. It is just the grind, but when I say it's not looking good, I mean it's not looking good for the range power aspect of it. I certainly don't mean I think we've got a lot of tools still. Galathrim nobles are there still there, actually. Holy shit. They're saving ammunition. No, they're shooting. I mean, the dwarves. This is just the dwarf life right now. This is just what dwarves want to do. They want to grind the enemy down in this sort of fashion. Especially Erebor. Erebor can take the losses. Erebor's got the numbers to take the losses. They're not Khazad-dûm. To be honest, I don't know. And oh yeah, they're a lot more armored than the Blue Mountains, those soft, safe northwest dwarves. Erebor's in the thick of it every single day. Good stuff. We're seeing these Dunedin Rangers getting thrown around. It's of course not doing additional damage. I don't know if that's a hell of a damaging arrow, but being thrown around isn't hurting you anymore, but it's interrupting your shots. Those guys, yeah. Oh, he's still around. He's still got all the ammunition of his entire unit. If I was John, he's dead now. No. Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's definitely dead now. He's definitely dead now. No. If I was John, if he could have, and I'm sure John would have done this, I would have just pulled him back to the corner where he's not getting shot at, just because he'd happily shoot for the rest of the game with like all of his boys worth of ammunition. Gatekeepers there, they're not getting it shunted around as easy. A lot more stubborn. That shield value, even though it's on their back, that shield value is applied. That's something you've got to keep in mind if you've come over from Divide and Conquer. Generally, the way that Divide and Conquer works it is if a shield is on the back, it doesn't count. Don't care about it. Reforged, we count it. So yeah, like that's why you've got like a skirmish archer with a shield on their back, or a gatekeeper. Oh, somebody admitted defense. Admitted defense? Fuck me. Admitted defeat. I think that's probably Umbar, because I don't think he had anything left. And it's always good to admit defeat before you leave battle. So yeah, like he's probably just got somewhere to be. Gatekeeper's being pulled back, to be honest with you. Shitty. Call me crazy, right, Brett. I'm Grand Commander of Defense. Do not put me in Grand Commander of Defense. Squish these Southron archers up, put them right here. If they want to shoot them, do it. That's my Southron archers, I don't care. There's 150 of them. Or, because I would have probably taken that damage. I'm a fucking silly boy. I just do that. If a unit's got armor and a shield, I'll just let you shoot it. Ooh, it's silly because it needs to be in melee later. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. But I armor upgrade as well because I'm a bandit. I like my gatekeepers looking armored up. I didn't even recognize those guys without the armor, to be honest with you. I was like, are they gatekeepers? Are they don't know. I don't know what this unit is. They are pretty cool with it. They love the sash. That's pretty based. They are opening up. They're still getting shot at, just not quite as effectively. Galathrim nobles there moved around. Can we actually shoot back at them? God, see if I could engage the Galathrim nobles in a shot for shot battle, I would. I don't think that's what John's wanted to do. Maybe he couldn't reach them over there, but now he can advance forward. And please, if you are in one of these battles and I'm like talking about what you're doing and trying to get inside your head, please, let me know. Either in Discord, feel free to message me on Discord, or in the comments, preferably, for the algorithm and so on. Or if you're ever looking for a comment to say, just be like, I think John was trying to do this. It's always nice. I'm not too. I say this as somebody that's not uploaded a video for 6 months, at least. But yeah, it's always nice to get the comments. It's always nice to fill up the comments on a video a bit, and I try to do it with everybody. I've not done it for a long time. I do need to, but I do try and go through anytime there's a Reforged video posted. I do try and comment on it. And it's always funny because you do see like a lot of these, like just search up Third Age Reforged sometimes, and there are people out there that are uploading like little videos. It's not, there's a couple of us, they just don't do it too frequently. So yeah, try and because it's such an important vibe for dragging players toward Reforged, and for just making sure that this community stays active. It's just such a cool it's the main reason I started making YouTube videos is to keep Reforged active, because I've loved playing it so much. So yeah, try and jump into that. Or hell, make some videos yourself. Hell, dude, if I can do it, you can. You know, send me a message if you're confused at some point. I'm not saying I make the best sort of content in the world, but yeah, absolutely, please. If you're going to make content, let me know. I will do my very best to make sure that you're doing the best you can. But no, anyway. See, fuck, what do we do? We need something. The doors are about to push through. Ashara coming in, but oh, fuck me. We needed them there a minute ago. We did need them there a minute ago. What's the Treb thinking about? Is the Treb? Well, maybe instead of the Hashari coming in, we could slam ball a burning. It's risky though. If it doesn't work out, those dwarves are in. Oh, good. See, elves can shoot up and over like that. They love it. They really love it. What are we at? 93 for 93. Jesus Christ, this is good. Like, Hashari coming forward now. Okay. Dragon Slayer's coming in now too. They're going to be so tough to dislodge at this point in the fight. Kindred at 84, and they've still got their throwing axes. The Galathrun nobles are kind of being used to take hits right now, or just deal with things that are going to do damage. I think it kind of comes down to Kindred. The Dragon Slayers are going to do amazing work. I mean, to be honest, like, apart from the Wardens in the north, who else can fight the Dragon Slayers at this point? I'm talking in melee. Nobody. And even the Wardens are going to really struggle up against the Dragon Slayers. Throwing arrows coming in, and I mean, Numal knows that. That's still 65 Dragon Slayers. He's trying to, Smeagol is trying to get his armor-piercing arrows into them, is what he's trying to do there. This is getting Hearthguard. Oh, I mean, there are Hearthguard on the field, but like, they're not. Hearthguard are made to hold the line for a very, very long time. And yeah, of course, they're going to do damage. They're a bodyguard unit. But yeah, you see the Dragon Slayers, 69 Hearthguard versus 31 Dragon Slayers. I'm still putting my money on Hearthguard, but it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant at all. Especially not while the freaking Kindred have shown up and they're throwing axes in your face. Again, shield on the back, heavy armor. Axes do not do AP. Serpent archers up there, they're shooting them right in the back. Good on you, boys. Those Dragon Slayers are... Oh, fuck, there's 2 units of Dragon Slayers. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm whispering because I'm a little bit stunned. That's a bit scary then. That's 2 units of Dragon Slayers. Am I overestimating the Dragon Slayers? Because the Wardens in the north are doing nicely. Again, alongside the Trebuchet and Numenor, that's going not too bad at all. Okay, right. Maybe I'm overestimating the Dragon Slayer trackers. Are they 2 hit points? Maybe they're 2 hit points anyway. Either way, Kindred coming in. 56 Kindred. No, they do not fuck around. If we do not shoot the Kindred, which the Hearthguard are now free to shoot. Holy smokes, where did they all die? Or did they get pulled back? They must have died. God damn. Dragon Slayers must not be 2 hit points anymore. I knew the Son of Durin got dropped down, but I thought the Dragon Slayers were still bodyguard tier. Dear me. Yeah, no, they're getting absolutely sliced and diced. They're being shot in the back. Like, everything is being thrown at them, and they are fighting Wardens of the North, which
enemy
are not...
general lies dead.
That's a general down as well for Erebor. Erebors are not quite as disciplined as Khazad-dûm, but they're still a dwarf. Do not throw away the chance of the attackers yet, because we still have Kindred, which we're talking a high elf elite at this point, you know, alongside lots of Erebor legionnaires. The poor gatekeepers are doing their best, but Galathan Warrior. Let me zoom in, sorry, because we can maybe. Yeah, okay. The mini-map sort of shows what's happening now a little bit better, because I was absolutely misreading this situation. So yeah, that was the unit of Dragon Slayers that was maybe fighting the Hearthguard. So they must have been pulled away, they didn't die, they just got pulled back. Just slicing. Oh god. I'm sorry, I'm tapping my mouse just out of stress.
Our general lies slain upon the battlefield.
Cardolan. Oh, I love the purple freaking arrow. The feathers in the arrow. I think, yeah, Hearthguard, yeah, you're in melee now, dudes. You're not shooting anymore. You need to just pull out your spears. You're still shooting? I don't know. You see, this is the thing, where it's like, this is where I differ a lot from other people. I would have them in melee now. I think they'll do. See, that's good. They'll shoot them in the back like that is very good. Especially, wow. Troll Slayers! Where were they hiding? Oh, Smeagol, I'm so sorry. Please tell me where they were hiding. Were they in? Oh, dudes. Oh, I'm so sorry for not noticing this absolute stealth master play there from Smeagol. If anybody remembers where they're, I don't know.
Our ally lies dead, slain by the enemy. We must help his men avenge him.
Flip kick to the Harad general. Holy smokes! Very based. Poor Servant Archers getting absolutely dismantled by the Kindred, but doing their best. Like, I like the Servant Archers. That's where I put my general as well. But no, 2 archers there. Where are the? It's these troll slayers, not dragon slayers, troll slayers. I don't know where they were. They must have been hiding like in the back lines or something like that. But you can't get inside buildings on Sagath. All these fence posts are the limits of where you can move. Some maps, because those buildings are technically not there. They're just visually there. But it's open space. That's why you can move through this one, because you see the fence posts. This is not here. So yeah, can you shoot through it? I don't actually know if you can shoot through it because it's still technically a building. Maybe you can't shoot through it, but you can move through it. That's how we create these like maps where you can move through doors and stuff. But none of those buildings are accessible. All those buildings have fence posts. Yeah, all those buildings have fence posts. So they must have been hiding like in clear line of sight. I'm gonna have to reach out to Smeagol or something like that. Or I might rewatch this battle. But keep in mind, ask me on Discord if you do ever want to. I do save every single battle I'm sent. It's all in a big messy folder, but it's in there. So if you do reach out, if you do, watch a battle and you're like, wow, I really am so. If you do watch a battle of mine and you're like, wow, I really hate that Winnie Pops missed this. I want to see that. Feel free to shoot me a message on Discord, and I should be able to fish it out for you, and you can check it out. Feel free, but yeah, it might take me a minute, but I will get it. So nice. So we'll see, but because this just flipped. In my brain over the past 5 minutes, I was like, wow, attackers have this is gonna be a fucking swamp. The attackers have this easy in the bag, and now I think the defenders are. That's only 7 troll slayers. It really was just the arrival of these trolls. They're still locked in guard mode, throwing their javelins, and again, it's probably as John this is why you can't fully trust what I say. Is this is the way you're meant to play. This is just the way that I play. All I can do is judge these people in the way that I play. Or evaluate. Evaluate, not judge. Evaluate them in the way that I play. So I would have thrown those Hearthguard into melee far sooner. But the damage he dealt with, the range damage, was probably a lot higher than the damage they're dealing with the spears. So, yeah, it's hard to say. But it's never easy to know. But yeah, either way, the Kindred coming in there, still loving it. There's only 13 of them. 8 Wardens. Those are skilled. And there's still the General in play. The General is a very powerful unit. Normally in a big battle, doesn't matter. the power of one individual guy. But when you're down to these sorts of numbers, these sorts of like 100, like going 100% from 99%, when you're down to these sorts of numbers, one man could genuinely make a lot of difference. That's why people...
Our ally lies dead, slain by the enemy.
Bro.
We
He
must
was
help
doing
his
his best,
men
but he was
avenge
fighting
him.
like 2v1 with like AP dwarves. That's why people do like to put their general in with like ints, because the more powerful the unit that you put your general in with, the more powerful they are, the more hit points they get. So if you put your general in with a unit of ints, you basically get one extra int. Now he's not quite as
Pray
powerful as an
something
int,
changes in the course of battle, for defeat seems
or
almost
a
certain.
Nazgul unit. So if you put him with an AP unit, he will have AP. If you put him in with a high HP unit, he will have higher HP. He won't have as much HP, there's a limit, but he will have a lot more HP than he'll have in a unit of the standard spearmen or Warrens of the North. Holy smokes! Whoa.
Our allies have fled the
This was a
field
good
like
one.
cowards.
This was a really good one, actually, because I genuinely, if you asked me 5 minutes ago, I would have said the defenders were winning. I'd have absolutely said the defenders were going to win five minutes ago. When those troll slayers turned up, I thought, damn, finito, attackers, pack it in, admit defeat right now. But no, Kindred have done exceptionally well, as they should. They're a high elf, exceptionally expensive bodyguard unit. A couple of Lothlorien warriors there, they were dealing with those. We saw these Southron archers getting routed. But that is not to say, I mean, everybody played very, very well here. I think the defenders fought their asses off here, and they did. They did exceptionally well. Again, burping on mic, not something I like to do.
Our army is tiring.
No, that was some great work. This one war in the north remaining. Yeah, I think everybody can be pretty
is
happy
ours
with
on this day.
that. So check the description. I should have Umad's video in that, where he will of course capture things a lot better than I did. But base Jono, I love that. Now, the one thing that I'm saying for John here is because not usually, a lot of the time when people do post these, it's like, oh hey. Well, when people send these in, it's like, oh yeah, dude, like, because I fucking killed 1 million guys. So it's like, it's based that he is posting in something that he has not got the most kills in his team. But no, really, really great work. And it's very interesting to see that the attackers actually having less troops overall than the defenders. What do we have here in general? Hearthguard. I will always still take the Hearthguard. Maybe in a defense scenario, it's not. Oh, fuck. It's hard to say. But keep in mind, the Hearthguard were shooting at very high tier units at the end here. So I'm still going to ride or die for the Hearthguard. Sharpshooters killing absolute just boys every day is what they do. Oh, these poor ruffians. There was a big break from one of the ruffians. Yeah, taken prisoner, 83. I don't quite know what caused that break, but yeah, that was a shame. Archers actually really wrecking people. Great to have on the defense. Of course, they could just take a beating. Poor Dunedain Rangers. They maybe were shooting at chariots, perhaps. Gatekeepers, Starbad Warhammers, nice and early use for them. The Toll Keepers, I mean, their job is just to hold the line. And they did that. They did that for a very long time. So yeah, that's okay. Men at Arms, you kind of want to see more than 9 kills from Men at Arms. I'm not saying he's been using them improperly, but yeah, that's just an unfortunate display from the boys there, actually. Greenway Footmen as well. This is the surprise. Holy smokes. I would really thought the pikes would be inflicting more damage there. And yet, for me, the only thing I would change about the army comp here is maybe no Tharbad Riders, and maybe, what would I do? Again, I don't do Cardolan on defense, so I can't really say. I to be honest with you, this is a very similar army to what I would take. Maybe I would dip the riders. I'm trying to work out how do I take the Royal Court. Fuck. But even then, I don't know if that would be worth it. Either way, it was a great showing from everybody. I think everybody really kicked ass there. I think, to be honest with you though, Reaper King with that trebuchet, I want to know how many kills that trebuchet got. This was from a million years ago, but yeah, I think the trebuchet from Reaper King, glorious. Numal for being just like chilling out, and the defenders overall for just backing each other up like crazy. It was so cool. But yeah, anyway, absolutely really dope, really dope. So happy New Year. I think I'll just do one more quick 1v1 recording, and then that'll do me. And thank you guys very much, and I will see you later.